Well, thanks for swinging by All About Teardrops. And so originally this channel started off doing a search for the proper camper that would work for us. Again, this is my wife Tracy, the woman of many words on camera. Trust me, she's very talkative. She's just not big on the camera thing, right?
Right.
So we are now going to transition into the process of getting where we are today to where we need to be. And I ran across a couple of the YouTubers that are using this method. It's the KonMari method of downsizing and organizing your things. And I actually printed off the little cheat sheet here, going down through all of the things. It's a systematic way to downsize and really purge all of your stuff. And this is something that I've been struggling with really for about, what did you say, about 2 years? 2 years. And you know, I haphazardly jump around the house and I clean out this, I clean out that, and Tracy cleans out some stuff. And I've had, varying ranges of success. This just seemed to hit me, and I know I've seen this video before of this process, but sometimes you have to see something a couple times before it really hits. But yesterday morning I saw this, and then I talked to Tracy last night, and we decided this is the route that we need to take. We have many years ahead of us before we are out full-time in the RV. But we've been in this house, here for 20 years. But we only moved from up the driveway. This is all family property, literally maybe a quarter mile away. So everything we had there, I was in that house for 10 years. Everything we had came here. We never really purged a heck of a lot. So essentially there's 30 years worth of stuff here. When you look around here, what do you see?
A lot of stuff.
You can say it. There's a lot of junk too. And I'm the bigger problem when it comes to this. When you say?
Yes.
Yeah?
You're more of a hoarder.
Alright, so she says I'm a hoarder. Some of that comes from my dad. My dad saves everything. But anyways, we're now looking at a new a road that we're looking to go down in life together. Our kids are getting older now, so all of this stuff has to go somewhere. So let's just take a quick peek. I'm going to take you around the house here in some bullet point areas, talk about what we got to do, and then we are going to start the process of downsizing, and we're going to go through this method here, and we'll talk about that in just a second. Okay, so as you can see, we're no different than anybody else. We have a lot of stuff to deal with, so going through this process will be super helpful. And behind that stack of boxes is another whole closet area full of clothes that need to be gone through, as well as all the boxes, knick-knack shelves, and of course they have collected a lot of other stuff along the way. Now the book and paper category ought to be fun. I used to have about these shelves you see here, 6 or 7 of these shelves full. And about 4 or 5 years ago when the kids got older, we got rid of a lot of the kids' books and went through it. But we still have, as you can see, a ton here. So this is just an area here that's gathered up, again, more books from the last purge that I decided we needed to save. That box was put up there probably 5 years ago and has never been opened. So clearly I needed it saved, right? And then we have a shelf here with all kinds of extra blankets, most of which we never use. So we have to take a look at that as well. And then, of course, the clothes purge. We just started piling stuff here, but now with this new system, we're going to gather it all and put it in one spot. That is actually going to be today's task. And then just stuff that's been in these things. Like anybody else, stuff you've collected, and it needs a new home. Okay, so that gives you a kind of a quick look of what is around our house. It's no different than anybody else's house. We've collected a lot of stuff, and that is just a tip of the iceberg. So how the KonMari method works is you go category by category, and it's in a specific order. And it's designed that way for a reason. Easiest stuff to the hardest stuff. So clothes, they're saying, is one of the easiest stuff to get rid of. And I think that's probably true when you say. Yeah. And then when we get to the mementos and family heirlooms and stuff like that, that stuff is more difficult to get rid of, and that is towards the end of the list. How we have tried to do it up to this point really is work on a room or an area, and how much success have we had with that?
Very little. We clear it out for a little bit and then it fills back up.
Right. And it does. And, you know, a couple things that hit me, and I think Tracy as well, like you open your drawer for your clothes and you're always digging through trying to find something, and you end up going back to the same few outfits you always wear. So why are we hanging on to the other stuff? So that's where we're going to start. Clothes is number one on the list, and it's saying that you get all of those things that fit that category into one location, physically touch everything. Is it something that brings you joy? And you want to keep it, and you save it. If not, you get rid of it. So that is where we're going, and we are going to start on that today. So we'll just show you a quick little clips of that process here of downsizing clothes, and then there'll be more as we go. So this is going to take us a long time. There are a couple key things they say you should do is in one big swoop. So it's a drastic change in your life. But with 30 years of stuff in this house, some people did it in 4 days, some people did it over a few weeks. There's no way.
We got way too much stuff.
Way too much stuff to do in 4 days. But we are going to follow this as closely as we possibly can. So if you're interested in that journey and seeing you know, what we need to do to get to where we want to be, then swing back by often, and we'll keep updating videos. So let's take a look at today's process of going through clothes. Okay, that's load one. I don't know if I'm ready for that draw. Yes. Oh. So far, that's what we got. There's more to go. Are you surprised at how much we have so far?
Yes. We still have the rest of the bureaus to get.
Okay. Let's get to it. It's piling up. Okay. So, alright, what's your thoughts, Trace?
I hoard a lot of freaking clothes.
I am equally surprised. I knew we had a lot, but then we got into this closet here, and this first of all, I knew Tracy took the cake when it came to clothes hoarding. But when we got in that closet there, I thought I thinned out all my stuff, and I found probably 10 or 15 more shirts of mine that I haven't worn in 3 years at least for some of them, and
10.
some are longer than that. And we reached under the bed. There's 2 more boxes of clothes here we just found. So, and I just gotta say, all this is not even all our coats. We actually bent the rules a little bit. The 2 or 3 coats that we wear on a regular basis, we decided it was no sense throwing into the pile. And we did not include really any underwear or socks other than just a few.
Yeah.
The regular, anything that's in our laundry baskets right now going through the laundry, we did not include because clearly we wear that stuff. And we have 2 teenage kids. Maybe 1 or 2 things straggly got into this pile. The rest of it is just Tracy and I's shirts and pants, and a handful of coats that were put away. This mountain is huge, and I think
I'm gonna do this with Nathan's clothes too. After.
Yeah. So
different day.
we are not going to leave the camera on for this process. This is going to take a while. Here we go. We have got to sort this out. We're going to dump these 2 boxes and get at it. Well, it's my high school jacket. Candy Bun Grams. It's time for it to go.
No.
Shirt's going, but the coat hanger. So this coat hanger brings me joy, and there's several of these coat hangers. These were made by a lady in the neighborhood that I grew up with by the name of Eileen Yellum. and she was like a grandmother to us 4 kids. And I have several of these, and these I will keep. They bring me joy, and they're not clutter. We need to use them anyways for hanging clothes. Definite keep.
I'm setting these aside.
Tracy does not want me to turn the camera on. Why, Trace?
Because I'm setting these aside. I like jackets. I am a hoarder of jackets. I might wear them.
Okay, but you have to hold each one and ask if it brings you joy.
Well, we all did.
Do they bring you joy?
Right now.
Take that out of the equation. Alright, set them aside for now.
Jackets.
And let's finish the pile, and then we'll go back to the jackets. Alright, so we just finished sorting the clothes. We have not put anything away, because you're not supposed to put anything away until you're done sorting it. So let me just show you what we got here. So behind us here, this big pile here, there's 2 boxes, plus we just ran out of space. All donate. Good clothes, stuff that we don't want or it doesn't fit us anymore. So that's a donate pile. It's huge. You can see if I stand next to it, it goes up to my chest. This pile here is discard. Either doesn't fit us or has stains or rips or whatever, or has names on it or things like that. This entire pile is discard. Throwing away. It's no good. And then over here on the couch is pretty much our save pile. So there's work clothes mixed in there, which we didn't really include too much. But everything else is there, other than a handful of things that hang up on this chair right here. So that is all of the save. That's a huge, huge difference in the overall stuff that we had. So that is one category. Oh, wait a minute. Tracy has one more section to go through. Coats. And she's struggling with. So she has her coats to go through, and then, of course, we will move on to books and paper. Anyway, that's kind of how it went. It was kind of a struggle you kind of saw in there in a couple spots, but we were able to make our way through it. And now we are going to probably clean the closet out, which does not have clothes in it at the moment, so we can organize and give all of this stuff a home. Was it easier than you thought or harder?
Easier, except for the jackets.
Which you haven't done yet.
I know.
You got to do that.
I know.
Okay. Well, there you have it. That's the clothes portion of it. So that was a lot of work, and we will move on to the next category, which is going to be books and paperwork. So stay tuned. It might be a little bit, because that was overwhelming what we just had to deal with.